Look at that. Especially the way how it flares out. Look at that. What did we just figure out? Interesting. Interesting. That outsole flare. I wonder if they took some design elements from the 350. Interesting. All right, I think we're ready for this. How's everybody doing today? This is a new one for me. A viewer informed me of this brand, Kane. I had no prior knowledge of it prior to a dialogue I had with a viewer in the comments. With that being said, if you have something interesting or informative regarding the foam shoe world, feel free to leave a comment below and we can start a dialogue. I always enjoy learning about things that I am unaware of, and this being one of them, this Kane brand. So they seem to just have a base design that they have just done different color variations with. And I managed to, when I hopped on the website, where's my blade? We'll use this one. When I hopped on the website to buy them, I just happened to be on at the right time, and I managed to find a collab that was happening with 24/7 Hunt, which is another brand company that I had no prior knowledge of. So I did a little research. I hope these aren't too small. I went down to the 11s, but did a little research on this 24/7 Hunt, and they use this dead duck motif on everything. They seem to sell predominantly or primarily hats on their website. There's also some t-shirts and I think like patches and stuff. So kind of a small library of items that they sell, but they're using this dead duck motif. And I noticed it's very reminiscent of the Cause. Skeleton with the X's on the eyes, and they even have a Cause t-shirt, which is, you guys might be familiar with the Cause artwork. They had a Fortnite skin. It's the skeleton with like this. It's like they took the skull or the crossbones of the skull and made them ears. So they've got these big like elephant ears on it. So I'm sure you're familiar with that character. It's artwork by Brian Donnelly, I believe is the artist's name. It's been around since like for a while. I think that in the 90s is when he really first started coming on the scene. And he's kind of doing like a parody of sorts. So I won't get too off topic, but yeah, so that's what I came across regarding this 24/7 Hunt brand. So it was kind of cool to come across this collab. So I scooped them up. Let me read a little bit on them. Let's pull them out of the box. That's what I was hearing. It came with a little carabiner. Let me take this off real quick. I was hearing jingling in the box, and I wasn't sure what it was. It's like, I don't think the shoes have any metal on them. They don't, it's a carabiner. Excuse me. All right, I'll set this aside for now. Let me read what I have on the write-up, or on the, off the Kane website. So they call this model the Revive, and I think they run retail 80. The collab was 85, and it says a transformative, sustainably designed injection molded shoe for active recovery. So I did a little research on this particular shoe before I bought them, and a lot of it seemed like marathon runners and stuff that had YouTube channels. They seemed like they were kind of sponsored videos because they were very scripted, but they were talking about this shoe and marketing it as a recovery, as like a recovery shoe. And they made special point to address the nodes, the little nodules in the on the insole. So we'll take a look at those, and they're supposedly, that's the whole design as far as it being a recovery, is these little nodules on the insole are supposed to stimulate blood flow. But all right, there was a little more I wanted to read. Made in Brazil from sugarcane-based EVA foam. Exterior perforations and interior channels allow enhanced airflow. Raised footbed nodes activate blood flow in key pressure points, like I was saying. Anatomical last design comfortably secures the heel, the arch, and the instep. I almost got that right without messing it up. Built for smooth transferability and energy return from heel to toes. Dual density construction for generous cushioning and active support. And oversized channels and siped soles provide flexibility and traction. All right. So, I'm really hoping these are the right size because these are already sold out, and some of the, like the 12s, I wouldn't be able to get these in a 12 if I wanted to repurchase them, but the people that had sized up had like an inch of space. So I'm hoping that by sizing down, they fit good. They fit well, and they're not too big, but they just look a little small. But my eyes tend to deceive me sometimes in life, more than one occasion. So let's take a look at them in hand. I don't know why I put that down. Bring it up a little more. Get our lighting going. So it's kind of a simple design. They kind of have a Croc vibe to them with all of these holes throughout, kind of like a wiffle ball type of design. They're very sporty looking. They have a very chunky midsole. They've got this like fleck pattern on the midsole, and it's not just on this model too. They've got it on a lot of their different color options. They're going with this kind of paint fleck element, which it's whatever. I'm not a huge fan of the paint fleck. I've already got like, I don't paint as much as I used to, but most of my clothes used to have paint on them to some extent. So like, I don't really perceive the paint fleck as like a positive addition. I feel that it's more of like a blemish in a sense in my mind, just with the amount of like paint that I have on my clothes and stuff. So that just comes to mind when I see these paint flecks. It just seems like it's kind of a lazy element of like adding some sort of like style or an additional design element to it. But that's just the way that I perceive that. So, oh, I also noticed on the 24/7, like within this collab with Kane, they had hats. They had Kane hats on the 24/7 website, but I think they were already sold out. So, there's our dead duck on the side. They have this, it's just like a shoestring pole on the back. So I was concerned that that was going to be felt, but it seems like it's pretty flat lace, so that probably isn't felt at all on the back of the heel there. But there's our nodes that they were emphasizing and referencing, and that all of these other YouTubers were bringing attention to. So it's on the entire insole. You can see the nodes going all the way up. That light coming through the holes is kind of cool. But it looks like it's got some good ergonomics to it. We've got a pretty prominent arch right here. It's very narrow right there though. You can see how far this comes in. So it's probably gonna pinch a little bit right there at the arch. And it's kind of an inside of the foot arch. It seems like it goes across the middle a little bit, but it's predominantly inside of the foot arch, so something to take note of. There's a little bit of a heel cup. They mentioned that in the description, that There was a lot of like support around the heel area. So I can tell just the way that this is designed too. You can see how it kind of flattens out at the bottom here and then tapers back up. So that'll probably hold the heel very well. So these might actually be really comfortable as long as I got the right size. So we will find out. I honestly, if these are the wrong size, I could probably resell these for a decent amount instead of just returning them. So we'll see, we'll see. We've got a pretty decent outsole to it. I like how wide this is up in the like the ball of the foot area. That was one thing I noticed with the design, is how distinctive a footprint it had. Like it made me think that it was a very wide shoe, just especially up here, which it does have some good width to it, but it's exaggerated with the outsole and how it kind of flares out. But this is kind of a nice, it's almost like a tribal type of pattern on the heel and then on the front of the foot. And then we've got these cuts in the middle that kind of break it up. So it probably helps add in the flex a little bit. It's kind of a firm shoe though. Like you can see there's not a lot of flex to it. So we'll see how that interacts on foot. These might need a break-in period, but that midsole is very firm. It doesn't really want to flex too much. So we shall see. Yeah, there's the made in Brazil, and I went with the 11s. And there's kind of we got some kind of lightning cuts here, or lightning impression here. It's actually raised. It's like a relief. So that's kind of cool. But other than that, they're pretty simple, and I think that's the Kane logo too up top there. But they're pretty basic, pretty simple. They're a little pricey though, I think, for what they're offering. But I don't know. That seems to be the flow of all of the foam shoes and companies. They're all just getting more and more expensive. Not all of them, but Crocs just come to mind. I just did those trail brakes that were $100. But anyways, let's throw these on foot and see how they fit. I'm kind of excited about these. These might be actually really, really good. We shall see in just a moment. The excitement is building. Oh, here's a look at that carabiner. That's kind of cool. Got the little Kane logo on it. I will actually use this. I've got a carabiner on my keychain and it's really cheap, so I will swap it out with this one. All right, let's slide into these and see how the fit is. They might be good. I think they're good with the sizing. One thing I'm noticing visually, just top down, is the toe is very tapered. Here, let me get these in the shot a little better. So just right here, this kind of tapers up a little bit. More of a pointed toe, which I'm not a huge fan of. That's my main design complaint with the 350 Boost, is the pointed toes. Which I want to get another pair of these 350s, because these are 12s and I have to take the insoles out for them to fit properly. So I want to get a 12.5 in the 350s before they are completely gone. So we'll probably have another 350 video over the summer, but oh, sorry, I didn't point that out. But anyways, you can see how the toes are kind of pointed on these. It's almost the exact same. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Especially the way how it flares out. Look at that. What did we just figure out? Interesting. Interesting. That outsole flare. I wonder if they took some design elements from the 350. Interesting. So, all right. That was kind of a cool connection to make. All right, enough of that. So let's slide in and see how these guys fit. All right. I'm right there. Shucks. I should have went with the 12s. So they fit, but I am right there. I am right there. Yep. I'm right on the end. So, sizing information, I would say go up. If you're on a half size, go up. If you're on a whole size, you're probably good with that size, but on a half size, go up. That is a bummer, man, because I probably won't be able to find these in the 12s. They are already sold out. But we might try to resell these and get some more money out of them, other than just the get the return, you know. We'll see. I'll think about it. I don't really try to sell things just yet, which I probably should start doing, but. So initial slide-in impressions, these run true to size. The 11s are small on me. I should have went with the 12s. The 12s would have probably been perfect. The ergos are pretty good. I feel that pinch right here with the arch support that I was pointing out in hand. I don't know about the looks though. I'm getting a big kind of a wiffle ball vibe off of the top of these. Just those holes. But they probably have good breathability, good ventilation. But yeah, the ergos are okay. Kind of a firmer midsole to them. I'm not getting a whole lot of squish. They're kind of just retaining their form. Like there's very little compression, which is surprising as thick as that midsole is, that I'm not getting more compression than I am. So these are definitely kind of on the firmer spectrum of the foam. And I think I mentioned these are sugarcane EVA, which makes sense because the sugarcane EVA tends to be a little firmer. Bag out of the way. But I mean, they don't look too bad. They're very clean looking. I kind of like this cream color. But yeah, the sizing is snug. I am right on the end. That makes me so sad because I really wanted to keep these because of this 24/7 collab. So they don't look too bad. I kind of like the look of them. But I'm not getting a whole lot, like, they're not really flexing on foot, but they don't feel firm either. Like it's fitting tight enough to my foot. And there's enough of a roll with the outsole. Oh, that's angled on the front that, like, there's enough forward momentum with the walking that they don't feel clunky, as firm as they are, with there not being a whole lot of flex occurring, because it rolls. If I go really far, then you can see it flexing, increasing, but there's enough roll occurring at the front of the foot to allow, like, the walking to happen without the need for it to really flex. And if I really want to, it will. But I'm going to try to not crease these because we kind of want to resell these. So we will try to be gentle with them. But yeah, the fit's okay. I mean, the ergos are okay. Like, they feel pretty good underfoot. And I imagine if these were 12s, I'd be really loving them right now. So let's get some down low footage, because I don't know how much I'm gonna have to say about these. They're kind of good. They're kind of doing everything right. Like, nothing really negative is standing out in my observations and perceptions that I need to really point out, you know? Like they feel like a pretty well designed shoe. Let me take a sock off and we'll see how these feel barefoot. I don't really notice those nodes underneath my feet. Maybe I'll feel them a little more barefoot, but I can't really feel them with the socks on. All right, so they've got good airflow walking without socks on. I'm feeling some good airflow coming in those top holes, and they don't feel too bad barefoot. I've got a pair of leather kind of cowboy boots that I wear for the motorcycle, and I got them in an 11. I think they're Wolverine, but those are kind of snug. My toes are right at the end of them, but I don't walk a lot in them. I mean, I ride in them, so it's not too big of an issue, but just the fit is kind of reminiscent of those, to where like my toes they're right at the end, but they don't feel uncomfortable, I guess. I wish they were bigger just because I'm neurotic about toe space. But I mean, these are still like wearable. Like I could probably still wear these and be fine with them. And I think I would probably reserve them for wearing barefoot, just for that fit. So the ergos, they match my feet pretty well. That arch, that inner arch, goes forward all the way to the ball of the foot. So it really kind of cradles the arch in the ball, which I notice is very nice. I think if the toe box were a little more squared off, I'd have a better fit with them. And with that upper being EVA, they would probably flex out if they needed to at all. So, I don't know. I'm still debating if I want to keep these or not, because I like them. I like them. These are good. I kind of recommend these. They're a little pricey. The $80 is a bit much. The $85 for the collab is a bit much, just to have a little dead duck on the side, you know. Well, that's only an extra $5 over the standard price. So, yeah, I don't know. Like they don't feel super tight. Like I'm really tempted to keep these, just because I'm kind of digging them. So they literally fit exactly like those 350s do. So that's a good reference. If you own a pair of 350 Boosts, these fit a size down from the 350 Boosts, because the pair that I just showed you are 12s and these are 11s, and the fit is identical. It's exact, like probably within like a quarter of an inch. Like it is exact to a 350. So if you dig on the 350s, I think you'll enjoy these. But just use that as a sizing reference. So these are exactly a size down from the 350s. So the 12s and the 350s are the exact size as these 11s in the Kanes. So yeah, they're pretty good, man. These are pretty good. I'm really tempted to keep these, but I wish they fit better. So I don't know. I might just keep them and get a second pair and get a pair of 12s later on, because I don't want to lose these collabs, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it, but I really like these. These are good. I do recommend them. They fit my foot though. So if the individual who brought these to my attention, he had mentioned that he has a really wide foot. So I don't know if these will work with your feet. Just how narrow they are in the where the arch is in the center there, how it kind of pinches in. They do get nice and wide towards the front, but my feet aren't super wide and they are filling this shoe. Granted, I went down in size, so maybe if you went up, then you might have a little better luck. You might have to go up a couple sizes if you need that extra width. I'm not sure. I would at least go up one full size for better fit, and if you need more width, maybe go up another size, but I don't know. Those might get too long then at that point. So, but just something to keep in mind that these aren't a super wide fit. But they're not narrow. Like, I don't feel like they're crushing my foot like widthwise. You know, they're pretty decent. So yeah, these are good. I like these. I'm digging on these. I think that lace on the back is a little cheap looking, but it works, and it's probably it probably holds up well. I think if they were to try to attach something on the back there to assist in like the heel pull, they might have, that might not be designed well. I don't know how they're gonna attach something to the EVA in the back there like that. They would have to tuck it in between like the midsole and the top, the upper part, and then have it like come up in the back. So maybe that's the best solution, is to have that shoelace string through there. But it looks a little kind of a little cheap just to have that string in the back. But other than that, these are good. These are good. I don't really have I don't have much negatives to say about them. They are true to size. So if you want a little more room, go up in size. If you're on a half size, go up in size. If you're on a whole size, you're probably solid staying with that size. These are pretty clean looking. I'm noticing a little bit of a skin in some of the holes, just looking down from the top. And I noticed that in hand too. Like this edge here, there was a little bit of skin, but they're pretty clean. Just for the amount of holes in them, they're not too bad. I've seen a lot worse quality control. Oh, there was a vertical seam too on these, which was interesting. We'll show that real quick. So the mold seam it runs down the middle on these instead of on the side, which is interesting too, like in reference to the 350s, because they've got a very prominent seam that runs down the center of them. So there's the seam right there instead of along the side. That's from the mold. But yeah, these are good, man. I like these. I'm kicking myself for getting the wrong size. But they're not terrible. They still kind of they're still kind of good. I think I'm gonna keep them, and I'll just get another pair later on. I'll get a pair of 12s later on. So maybe they'll do like another cool collab or something that I can pick up. But I think I'm probably gonna keep these. What is my hair doing? But yeah, here, let me flip this so I'm not holding it awkwardly. So yeah, the Kane Revives, I'm digging them, man. These are pretty good. These are pretty cool. They're like an EVA 350 boost. I think that's like the best way to describe them. So yeah, they're a little pricey, but like I said, all foam shoes seem to be going the way of getting more and more expensive. But yeah, these are solid. Thanks to that viewer who informed me of these. These are pretty good. And if you have any other information out there that you feel like sharing, feel free to drop it down in the comments below. If you have some experience with Kane footwear, feel free to share your experiences with them below. And thanks for watching. And please like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Thank you.